So even though more detailed videos exist, I still thought I'd make a little video about the little PlayStation accessory, the Pocketstation. Sony likes to answer its competitors, and this was their answer to Sega's VMU for the Dreamcast. It released on January 23, 1999, about 3 months after the Dreamcast's release. Like the VMU, the Pocketstation is a memory card with buttons and a screen, although you can't put the Pocketstation into a controller. One advancement over the VMU, which could connect to another VMU by plugging them into each other, was that the Pocketstations could communicate via infrared on the top of the unit. When you start the Pocketstation by putting a battery in, and for me I had to put some paper in to press the battery down further, otherwise they would reset on and off. Then you get a hello message and a beating heart. Then you have to set the clock, which you Saturn owners should be used to. Being that you can't really turn off the unit without taking the battery out, you'll be doing this a lot. When you've set it, there's a clock and an alarm function. But the main event are of course the games. In this video I'm going to show some of the games that I have access to, but one I wasn't going to try was Metal Gear Solid, which for its Japanese-only integral version added Pocketstation support, but it wasn't a game. You had to exchange codenames with 5 other Pocketstation users via the infrared within a week to create a vaccine against Foxdie, which will then unlock the ninja missions for the VR disc. You can unlock those missions by just clearing the game too, so the Pocketstation way isn't exactly essential. I first heard of the Pocketstation when I played Final Fantasy VIII for the first time, as that game was one of the very few that didn't remove its support for the international release. I also never played Kokobo World actually, but I know that you can send Boko, Mog and Moomba into the Pocketstation to battle enemies and grow stronger, which you can then bring back to the game for tangible rewards. The first game to be made that featured the Pocketstation centrally was Dokodemo Issho, which is a kind of Tamagotchi game I suppose, pretty common on this thing. It marked the debut of Sony mascot Toro, although you can use other characters too. Toro wants to know about human life, so he asks you questions about things and you answer. Then he lounges about for a bit before the Pocketstation beeps and he wants to talk to you again. Toro is cute, but taking the Pocketstation with you and answering his calls gets annoying pretty fast for me anyway. I also have Paka, which is how I choose to pronounce it, a bizarro version of Dokodemo Issho. Paka is an alien stranded on Earth, so he wants to learn about humans before he can get back home. The thing with him, besides that his body looks like the Pocketstation, is that he can be rude and quirky. Unlike Toro, who loves to talk to you, Paka doesn't really want to be disturbed. Both of these can be played either on the TV or the Pocketstation. Some games Pocketstation support is just kinda there and semi-pointless. Chaos Break has analysis where you ask the girl character about 3 different topics which amounts to very little, similar to reading your horoscope. Fun Pingu has similarly pointless things like a pick a direction guessing game and a sound player, but at least it's cute. Remote Control Dandy has Renraku, where you contact HQ and get either an all's well message and nothing happens, or they're under attack and you have to fight a robot in a, as far as I can tell, luck-based battle. Pocket Dungeon is a game that only exists for the Pocketstation. The disc is just there to download to the unit. It's a dungeon crawler RPG where you walk around and fight enemies, though the battles are spiced up slightly by a meter that if you time it right, you get to do additional attacks. If you remember the Jumping Flash games, you might not know that there was a third game only in Japan called Robit Mon Dieu, and also not that there was kind of a fourth game, Pocket Moo Moo, where you walk around and earn games to put on your Pocketstation. I used to have it, and from it I got Astro Fighter, a game where you shoot spaceships by selecting one of 6 spots on screen and pressing the button. Capcom seemed to enjoy the Pocketstation, though I find it funny that the game Pocket Fighter doesn't actually have Pocketstation support. I have 7 Mega Man games that do, however. First, Misadventures of Tron Bonne. You can download servbots into it and play minigames there to level them up, which you can then put back into the game, although you hardly need it in such an easy game, but still. In Curry Gui, you press the button to eat curry and try to eat it all before the time runs out, but don't press too quickly or he'll find it too spicy. But sometimes he does anyway. In Otsukai Jigoku, you run and jump over rocks in order to reach a cake house before a dog bites you. It reminds me of that game you can play when Google can't access the internet. The third one, Kike Soshite Utae, is kind of a Simon Says, but before you learn which is which, it's pretty hard. All 6 of the Rockman Complete Works games have Pocketstation support, called Pockrock. All 6 include the ability to download robot masters from the games and train them, although I don't really know what function it has. It's not like they get more powerful in the games or anything. You can play Team Battle, which is kinda reminds me of barcode battles, being that they're RPG style and random. All of them also have a Janken the Battle, where you obviously play rock, paper, scissors, but at least it's not random. It's more of a reaction game, so it's not that boring. Each game has a unique minigame to play. The first one has Cutman or Ute, aka Shoot Cutman, a whack-a-mole type game with Cutman. I'm not sure why my hits are cool sometimes. After the score goes over 100, it switches to some kind of bonus round or boss fight, I'm not sure. Rockman 2 has Tatakae Rockman, where he walks along a road and shoots bat enemies, which starts fine but becomes hard kinda fast as some of them block shots and you die easily. Rockman 3 has Go Go Rush, where rush auto runs that you press to attack, jump or roll. But there's a flaming hoop after a while that I have no idea how to get past. Rockman 4 has Dot Eddy, which is basically a rhythm music game only without the music. If you miss and don't clear out the stuff, the floor breaks and you die. Rockman 5 has Break Beat, where you move beat between 3 spaces and attack downward. It's kind of similar to the second game and just as hard because it's hard to avoid the enemies. Rockman 6 has a game ironically called Rockman Dash. It's similar to the Rush game but better. This is the best one of the 6. Finally, there's Pocket Jiman, where you make your own Pocketstation games. The disc comes with many sample games, and you can either make your own from scratch or modify the existing ones. Seems really great at first glance, but my enthusiasm dampened somewhat after browsing the games, because there are really only 2 kinds of games. RPGs that work like Pocket Dungeon did, or adventure games where you read or look at something, then make a choice. When I picked a sports game and the game asked me whether I wanted to jump, I realized that Pocket Jiman has no action style games at all. But all the games can be played on the TV, where they have proper music and sound, so that's nice. It's also kind of interesting that all the Pocket Jiman games take up full space on the Pocketstation, no matter if you download a big or a small game. The other Pocketstation games besides the Tamagotchi-style ones usually leave some space for you to take up with save games. And that's the Pocketstation, Sony's first handheld. It apparently sold 5 million units in Japan, so it's a mystery why Sony just dropped it. Toro had more Isho games on the PS2, but they were never Pocketstation compatible. Sony did make a Pocketstation emulator for the Vita, but still only in Japan. Thankfully nowadays they're not very hard to get a hold of. It's a cute little device.